How to use AI without looking like an amateur. Google's 8-hour course in 30 minutes. You are using AI wrong. Not because you are not smart enough to figure it out. Not because the technology is too complicated. You are using it wrong because nobody taught you the mechanics. Most people open an AI tool, type something vague like "help me with my email," get a mediocre result, and walk away thinking AI is overhyped. Meanwhile, a small group of people are using the exact same tools to write entire reports in 10 minutes, automate tasks that used to take hours, and solve problems they could not crack on their own. The difference is not access. The difference is knowing how to prompt. This audiobook breaks down Google's 8-hour AI Essentials course into the parts that actually matter. No fluff. No corporate speak. Just the skills you need to use AI like someone who knows what they are doing. If you are a professional who wants to work faster without looking like you are faking it, this is for you. If you want to understand AI well enough to avoid embarrassing mistakes, this is for you. If you just want practical tools you can use today, this is for you. This is not for people who want to become AI researchers. This is not for people who think AI will solve all their problems without effort. This is not for people who just want to binge content and never take action. Here is what we are covering. First, the fundamentals so you understand what AI actually is and is not. Then, the productivity framework so you know which tasks AI can handle and which ones it cannot. After that, the core skill, prompt engineering, which is how you get AI to give you what you actually want instead of generic nonsense. Then, how to use AI responsibly so you do not accidentally create biased outputs or trust hallucinated information. And finally, the execution tools, including a 2-minute version you can use today and a 7-day plan to lock in the skills. One more thing before we start. No need to pause or take notes. There is a toolkit in the description with all the frameworks, tools, and a 7-day checklist. You can use it later. Just listen now. Let's go. The problem: most people treat AI like a magic search engine. Here is the mistake. Someone hears that AI can write emails, summarize documents, and brainstorm ideas. They open an AI tool. They type "write me an email." The AI spits out something generic. They either use it as is and sound robotic, or they give up and assume AI does not work for them. The real issue is not the AI. The issue is the input. AI is not a mind reader. It is a pattern recognition machine trained on billions of examples. If you give it vague instructions, it gives you vague results. If you give it clear, specific instructions with context, it gives you useful results. Think of it like this. If you walked up to a professional chef and said, "Make me food," they would have no idea what to cook. But if you said, "Make me a spicy Thai curry with chicken, low on coconut milk because I am watching calories, and I need it in 20 minutes, they could deliver exactly what you want. AI works the same way. The more specific you are, the better the output. But here is the catch. Most people do not know what specific looks like. They do not know which details matter and which ones do not. They do not know how to structure a prompt so the AI understands what they actually want. That is what this audiobook fixes. The framework, the AI skills pyramid. Google organizes AI skills into 5 layers. Layer 1 is definitions. What is AI? What is machine learning? What is generative AI? This is the foundation. You need to know what you are working with. Layer 2 is productivity. What can AI actually do? What tasks should you hand off to it, and what tasks should you keep for yourself? Layer 3 is prompt engineering. This is the core skill. How to write prompts that get you the results you want without 10 rounds of back and forth. Layer 4 is responsible use. How to avoid common pitfalls like hallucinations, biased outputs, and trusting AI when you should not. Layer 5 is staying current. AI is changing fast. Knowing where to look for updates so you do not fall behind. We are going to move through these layers fast. Focus on Layer 3, prompt engineering, because that is where the real leverage is. But you need the context from the other layers to use it correctly. If you are driving or working out, just listen. The toolkit has the full framework broken down into steps. Chapter 1. Understanding AI, the definitions that actually matter. Most AI definitions are either too technical or too vague. Here is what you need to know. Artificial intelligence is a computer program that can complete cognitive tasks typically associated with human intelligence. That is it. Google Maps helping you find a restaurant is AI. YouTube recommending videos you might like is AI. AI is not magic. It is software that learned patterns from data. Machine learning is the engine behind most AI. It is a computer program that analyzes data to make decisions or predictions. For example, you could train a machine learning model to tell the difference between a ripe apple and an unripe apple. You show it thousands of examples of ripe apples and unripe apples. It learns the patterns. Next time you show it an apple it has never seen, it can predict whether it is ripe or not. The quality of the data determines the quality of the prediction. If you only show it red apples, it will not know how to handle green apples. This is critical to remember. AI is only as good as the data it was trained on. Generative AI is the subset of AI that can create new content. Text, images, audio, video. The most popular type right now is large language models, which process text and output text. Examples include tools like the one you are probably thinking of right now. Here is what makes generative AI different. Traditional AI recognizes patterns and makes predictions. Generative AI recognizes patterns and creates new things based on those patterns. You can ask a generative AI tool to write an email, brainstorm slogans, summarize a document, pretend to be a customer so you can practice a sales pitch, or translate content into another language. The key is that it generates something new every time. That is the foundation. Now let's talk about what you can actually do with it. Tool 1. The human-in-the-loop approach. Here is the rule. You should always be part of the process when using AI. AI is a tool, not a replacement for your judgment. Google calls this the human-in-the-loop approach. It means you do not just ask AI for an answer and blindly use it. You ask AI for suggestions, evaluate them, refine them, and make the final decision yourself. Example. You are launching a new apparel company. You need a slogan. The wrong approach is to ask AI, give me a slogan, and then use whatever it spits out. That is lazy, and it shows. The right approach is to ask AI for 10 slogan options, review them, pick the 2 you like best, ask for variations on those 2, tweak the wording yourself, and then choose the final version. You stay in control. AI does the heavy lifting of generating options. You do the critical thinking of choosing the right one. This matters even more for high-stakes decisions. If you are using AI to assess medical symptoms, financial advice, or legal questions, do not trust the output blindly. Use it as a starting point, then verify with a professional. AI is not perfect. It will make mistakes. Your job is to catch those mistakes before they matter. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 1. For the next 7 days, every time you use AI, ask it for 3 options instead of 1. Pick the best option yourself. Track how often the first option was actually the best one. You will quickly see why the human-in-the-loop approach matters. Common failure mode, trusting AI output without reviewing it. Fix, always read the output. Ask yourself, does this make sense? If something feels off, it probably is. Tool 2. Knowledge cutoff and when to search. AI models are trained at a specific point in time. Everything that happened after that date, the AI does not know. For example, if an AI model was trained with data up to early 2025, it has no idea what is happening right now. If you ask it what is the current breaking news, it will either tell you it does not know, or worse, it will hallucinate an answer. Hallucination is when AI outputs something that is not true. It happens because AI is a pattern predictor, not a fact-checker. If it does not know the answer, it will sometimes make something up that sounds plausible. Here is how to avoid this. If you are asking about current events, recent data, or anything time-sensitive, do not rely on AI alone. Use a web search or check a trusted source. Some AI tools now have web search built in. Use it when you need updated information. If you are asking about historical facts, established concepts, or general knowledge, AI is usually reliable. But always double-check if the stakes are high. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 2. Ask AI a question about something recent. Then search for the answer yourself. Compare the two. Do this 3 times this week. You will learn when to trust AI and when to verify. Common failure mode, assuming AI knows everything. Fix, check the knowledge cutoff date of the model you are using. If you need current info, verify with a search. If this is useful, subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. It helps more people find these audiobooks. Chapter 2, Productivity, What AI Can and Cannot Do. AI is a leverage tool. It amplifies what you already know how to do. It does not replace judgment. Here are the tasks AI is good at. Writing first drafts of emails, reports, or blog posts. Summarizing long documents into key points. Brainstorming ideas when you are stuck. Translating content into other languages. Creating outlines for projects. Explaining complex concepts in simple language. Generating examples or scenarios for training materials. Classifying or organizing information. Here are the tasks AI is not good at. Making final decisions on high-stakes topics. Providing medical, legal, or financial advice without verification. Understanding nuance or context you have not explicitly provided. Producing work that requires deep domain expertise without your input. Replacing human connection, empathy, or creativity. The best use of AI is iterative. You ask for something. You review it. You refine your request. You repeat until you get what you want. This is not a weakness. This is how AI is designed to work. Tool 3, Prompting Basics, the verb matters. The way you phrase a prompt changes the output. The verb you use is one of the biggest levers. Example. You want restaurant recommendations in San Francisco. You could say recommend restaurants in San Francisco. That is fine, but vague. Or you could say list 5 Japanese restaurants in San Francisco with a cozy atmosphere, under $50 per person, and include the most popular dish at each. See the difference. The second prompt is specific. It tells the AI what format you want, list. It tells the AI how many, 5. It gives context, Japanese, cozy, price range. It asks for additional detail, most popular dish. Here are common verbs and what they do. Summarize, condense information into key points. List, provide items in a bulleted or numbered format. Classify, sort information into categories. Extract, pull specific data from a larger body of text. Translate, convert content from one language to another. Edit, revise language for clarity, tone, or audience. Create, generate something new, like a table or a plan. Explain, break down a concept into understandable parts. Always think about what you want the output to look like. Do you want a paragraph, a list, a table, bullet points? Tell the AI. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 3. This week, every time you prompt AI, start by choosing the verb. List, summarize, explain, classify, extract. Notice how the output changes based on the verb you use. Common failure mode, using vague verbs like help me with or tell me about. Fix, be specific. Use action verbs that describe the format and output you want. Tool 4, adding context, the details that change everything. Context is the difference between a generic response and a useful one. Let's go back to the restaurant example. Prompt without context, recommend restaurants in San Francisco. Prompt with context, recommend Japanese restaurants in San Francisco with a cozy, laid-back atmosphere. I am looking for places under $50 per person. Include the most popular dish at each restaurant. The second prompt gives the AI constraints. Cuisine type. Atmosphere. Price range. Additional detail. The more context you provide, the more tailored the response. Here is another example. You want AI to edit a paragraph. Prompt without context, edit this paragraph. Prompt with context, edit this paragraph so it is easy for a general audience to understand. Remove jargon. Use short sentences. Keep the tone casual and friendly. The second prompt tells the AI what to optimize for. Pro tip. If you are working on something with a specific audience, tell the AI who the audience is. Write this for a 12-year-old. Write this for a busy executive who only has 2 minutes to read. Write this for someone who has never heard of this topic before. Audience context changes the tone, complexity, and structure. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 4. Take one task you normally do. Write an email, summarize a document, brainstorm ideas. Ask AI to do it twice. First time, use no context. Second time, add as much context as you can. Compare the results. Common failure mode, assuming AI knows what you want without explaining it. Fix, add details. Who is the audience? What is the goal? What constraints matter? Chapter 3, Prompt Engineering, the core skill. This is where most people give up. They try AI once, get a mediocre result, and assume it does not work. The truth is, prompting is a skill. Like any skill, you get better with practice. The difference between someone who uses AI casually and someone who uses it like a professional is not intelligence. It is iteration. Professional prompt engineers do not write the perfect prompt on the first try. They start simple, review the output, add details, review again, and repeat until they get what they need. Here is the process. Step 1. Start with a simple, clear prompt. Step 2. Review the output. Ask yourself, is this accurate? Is it useful? Is it complete? Step 3. Add more detail to your prompt. Be more specific about format, tone, or constraints. Step 4. Review the new output. Step 5. Repeat until you get what you want. This is not slow. Each iteration takes seconds. After a few rounds, you will have something you can actually use. Quick recap, and remember, the toolkit is there so you can revisit this without rewinding. Tool 5. Examples: 0 shot, 1 shot, few shot. AI is excellent at pattern recognition. If you show it examples of what you want, it can replicate the style without you explaining every detail. In AI terminology, there are 3 levels of examples. 0-shot prompting. You ask AI to do something without providing any examples. Example: write a product description for a skateboard. This works for simple tasks, but the output will be generic. 1-shot prompting. You give AI one example to follow. Example: write a product description for a skateboard. Here is an example. This sleek running shoe combines lightweight mesh with responsive cushioning for all-day comfort. The AI will mimic the tone and structure of the example. Few-shot prompting. You give AI multiple examples. Example: write a product description for a skateboard. Use the same style as these examples. Example 1. This sleek running shoe combines lightweight mesh with responsive cushioning for all-day comfort. Example 2. This durable backpack features waterproof fabric and ergonomic straps for effortless carrying. The AI will recognize the pattern across examples and apply it to your request. The more examples you provide, the more specific and nuanced the output. But too many examples can limit creativity. Use 0-shot for simple tasks. Use few-shot for tasks that require a specific style, tone, or format. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 5. Pick a task you need done. Try it 3 ways. 0-shot, no examples. 1-shot, 1 example. Few-shot, 3 examples. See which version gives you the best result. Common failure mode, expecting AI to match your style without showing examples. Fix, provide 2 to 3 examples of the tone, format, or structure you want. AI will follow the pattern. Tool 6, Chain of Thought Prompting, breaking down complex tasks. Some tasks are too complex for a single prompt. You need to guide AI through the logic step by step. This is called chain of thought prompting. It is especially useful for tasks that involve reasoning, calculation, or multi-step processes. Here is an example from Google's course. You work at a company with 1,000 employees. Each employee needs a unique purchasing code. The code combines their department name and ID number, all lowercase. You want AI to generate purchasing codes for everyone. Here is the chain of thought prompt. Our organization assigns a purchasing code by combining an employee's department and ID number. All alphabetic characters are lowercase. Review the example below and answer the question that follows in the same manner. Explain the steps involved in determining each employee's purchasing code. Example. Question. Tiana B works in the marketing department and has an ID number of 9283. What is Tiana B's purchasing code? Answer. The purchasing code for Tiana B is marketing 9283. To determine this, first combine the department, marketing, with the ID number, 9283. This results in marketing 9283. Then change all alphabetical characters to lowercase. This creates the purchasing code marketing 9283. Now answer this. Question. Sylvie E works in the sales department and has an ID number of 2379. What is Sylvie E's purchasing code? The AI will follow the same logic and give you the correct answer. Once you verify it works, you can scale this. Feed the AI a list of 1,000 employees and automate the entire process. This is powerful. Tasks that used to require coding or manual work can now be done with a well-structured prompt. 7-day mini-experiment for Tool 6. Find one task in your work that has multiple steps. Write a chain of thought prompt that walks AI through the logic. Test it on a small example. If it works, scale it. Common failure mode. Asking AI to do complex tasks in one vague prompt. Fix. Break it into steps. Show AI the logic. Walk it through an example first. Tool 7. Evaluating output. The questions that matter. Do not assume AI is correct. Always evaluate the output. Here are the questions to ask. Is the output accurate? Does it match known facts, or does something seem off? If you are unsure, verify with a search or trusted source. Is the output unbiased? Does it favor one perspective over another without acknowledging alternatives? AI can reflect biases from its training data. Your job is to catch that. Does the output include sufficient information? Is it complete, or did AI skip important details? If something is missing, refine your prompt and ask again. Is the output relevant to your task? Did AI answer the question you actually asked, or did it go off on a tangent? Is the output consistent? If you ask the same question multiple times, do you get similar answers? If the answers vary wildly, that is a red flag. Here is a pro tip. After you get the result you want through iteration, ask AI to write a single prompt that would have produced that result on the first try. This teaches you how to prompt better next time. 7-day mini-experiment for Tool 7. Every time you use AI this week, ask yourself these 5 questions. Accurate, unbiased, sufficient, relevant, consistent. Track how often you catch an issue. Common failure mode, using AI output without reviewing it. Fix, always evaluate. Treat AI like a first draft, not the final version. Chapter 4, Responsible AI, Avoiding the Mistakes that Matter. AI can cause harm if used carelessly. Not because it is malicious, because it reflects the biases in its training data. Here are the main types of harm to watch for. Quality of service harm. This is when AI does not work well for certain groups of people. Example, early speech recognition technology was trained mostly on people without disabilities. It struggled to recognize speech patterns of people with disabilities. The tool worked fine for some users, terribly for others. Representation harm. This is when AI reinforces stereotypes. Example, early translation tools would automatically refer to nurses as women and doctors as men. That reflects bias in the training data, not reality. Allocation harm. This is when AI makes decisions that unfairly benefit or disadvantage certain groups. Example, a hiring tool trained on historical data might favor candidates who match past hires, which could exclude qualified candidates from underrepresented groups. These harms are not hypothetical. They happen in real systems. Your responsibility as an AI user is to recognize when these issues might occur and question the output. If you are using AI to make decisions about people, hiring, lending, healthcare, be extra cautious. AI should assist your judgment, not replace it. The best way to reduce harm is to have diverse perspectives in the development and use of AI tools. If you notice bias in an AI output, report it to the platform or choose a different tool. AI safety is becoming a critical field. If this interests you, dive deeper. But for now, Just remember, AI is not neutral. It reflects the data it was trained on. Your job is to catch the problems before they matter. Tool 8. Spotting hallucinations. Hallucinations are when AI confidently states something that is false. This happens because AI generates text based on patterns, not facts. If it does not know the answer, it sometimes guesses. And the guess can sound very convincing. Here is how to spot hallucinations. Red flag 1. The information seems too specific. If AI gives you exact numbers, dates, or names for something you cannot verify, check it. Red flag 2. The answer contradicts itself. If AI says one thing in one paragraph and the opposite in another, that is a sign it is guessing. Red flag 3. The claim sounds unusual. If something feels off, it probably is. Red flag 4. You ask the same question multiple times and get different answers. Consistency is a basic test. If AI cannot answer the same question the same way twice, do not trust it. How to prevent hallucinations. Ask AI to cite sources. If it gives you information, ask where it came from. If it cannot provide a source, verify independently. Use chain of thought prompting. Ask AI to explain its reasoning step by step. This forces it to show its work, which makes errors easier to catch. Cross-check with a web search. If the stakes are high, do not rely on AI alone. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 8. Ask AI a question about a topic you know well. See if it gets the details right. Then ask a question about a topic you know nothing about. Force yourself to verify the answer with a search. This builds the habit of checking instead of trusting blindly. Common failure mode. Believing AI because it sounds confident. Fix. Confidence is not the same as accuracy. Always verify high-stakes claims. Tool 9. Using AI for problem solving. AI is excellent at helping you think through problems. Not by giving you the answer. By helping you structure the problem. Here is an example. You run a community gardening program for kids. The program runs from June 1st to August 15th. You want the kids to grow plants that will be ready to harvest by the end of the program. Here is the prompt. We are running a community program to teach children gardening skills. The program runs from June 1st to August 15th. We want the children to be able to grow plants that will be ready to harvest by the time the program ends. First, identify a list of 10 plants that can be planted and grown in that time period. Include sources that support the time to harvest for each plant. We want the children to grow 3 plants. These plants should be as different from each other as possible. Next, choose 3 plants from the list that we will provide to children with this variety. This prompt does 3 things. It gives AI the constraints, time period, harvest requirement. It asks for verification, sources for harvest times. It asks for selection, choose the best 3 based on variety. AI helps you research, organize, and decide. You still make the final call. This works for any problem that has multiple steps. Budget planning, event scheduling, resource allocation, product development. AI structures the thinking. You provide the judgment. 7-day mini experiment for Tool 9. Find one problem you are working on this week. Use AI to help structure it. Ask it to list options, identify constraints, or suggest solutions. Then decide for yourself. Common failure mode. Asking AI for the answer instead of using it to think through the problem. Fix. Use AI to organize information and generate options. You make the decision. The 2-minute version. Do this today. Here is what to do right now. Step 1. Pick one task you need to complete today. An email, a summary, a plan, anything. Step 2. Open an AI tool. Step 3. Write a specific prompt. Include the verb, the context, and the format you want. Example, summarize this meeting transcript into 5 bullet points. Focus on action items. Keep each bullet under 20 words. Step 4. Review the output. Ask yourself, is this accurate? Is this useful? Step 5. If it is not quite right, refine your prompt. Add more detail. Try again. That is it. 5 steps. 2 minutes. Do this once today and you will immediately see the difference between vague prompts and specific ones. This is exactly what the toolkit is for. So keep listening now, then use the checklist later when you are at your desk. The 7-day Rewire Plan. Day 1. The Human-in-the-Loop Test. Time, 10 minutes. Action. Ask AI for 3 options for something you need. An email subject line, a meeting agenda, a project title. Pick the best one yourself. Notice how often the first option is not the best. Day 2. The Context Experiment. Time, 10 minutes. Action. Take 1 task. Prompt AI twice. First time, use no context. Second time, add as much context as you can. Compare the outputs. Save the better version. Day 3. The Verb Test. Time, 10 minutes. Action. Try 3 different verbs for the same task. Summarize, list, explain. See how the format changes. Use the one that fits your need. Day 4. The Example Challenge. Time, 15 minutes. Action. Find a task that requires a specific style. Give AI 2 examples of the style you want. Let it generate a third. Compare quality to a 0-shot attempt. Day 5. The Hallucination Check. Time, 10 minutes. Action. Ask AI a factual question. Then verify the answer with a web search. Track whether AI was accurate. Build the habit of checking. Day 6. The Chain of Thought Practice. Time, 15 minutes. Action. Take a multi-step task. Write a chain of thought prompt. Walk AI through the logic with an example. Test it. If it works, save the prompt. Day 7. The Iteration Sprint. Time, 20 minutes. Action. Pick one task you struggled with earlier this week. Use everything you learned. Start simple, add context, provide examples, refine. Count how many iterations it takes to get a usable result. Save the final prompt. By the end of 7 days, you will have a collection of prompts that work. You will understand how to structure requests. You will know when to trust AI and when to verify. That is the goal. Not perfection. Competence. Closing summary. Here is what you now know. 1. AI is not magic. It is pattern recognition. The quality of your input determines the quality of your output. 2. Always use the human-in-the-loop approach. AI suggests. You decide. 3. Prompting is a skill. Start simple, add context, iterate. You will get better every time. 4. Use examples to show AI what you want instead of explaining every detail. 5. Break complex tasks into steps with chain of thought prompting. 6. Always evaluate output. Accurate, unbiased, sufficient, relevant, consistent. 7. Watch for hallucinations. Verify high-stakes claims. 8. AI reflects the biases in its training data. Your job is to catch those biases before they cause harm. Here is your concrete next step for today. Open an AI tool. Write one specific prompt using everything you learned. Include the verb, the context, the format. Review the output. Refine if needed. Use it. That is how you go from using AI like an amateur to using it like someone who knows what they are doing. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. And check out the free toolkit in the description so you do not have to take notes. And share this with one friend who is using AI but not getting good results. Once they learn to prompt correctly, they will stop wasting time on mediocre outputs and start getting work done faster.